welcome to another episode of Wannabe Entrepreneur. And today is about the title of the podcast that I want to speak about, Wannabe Entrepreneur. And I first came up with this title in a very organic and spontaneous way, because that's also how I came up with the podcast. It was very spontaneous. I found out about this app, Anchor, that allowed me to create a podcast super fast. And when the word title popped up, and I don't know, I wrote the first thing that came to my head. And since then, I guess most of the people are okay with the title. They like it, or they don't have any complaints. But I already got some people saying that they didn't like it too much, because, a wannabe can be someone that wants to become something, or can also mean like that you are a poser, right? Like that you pretend to be something that you are not. In my case, I obviously want to become an entrepreneur. Is something that I really want, whatever that means. And I think that's also part of this journey, to understand what actually means to be an entrepreneur. And in the beginning, I thought that would be to be a businessman or having a business, but I think it's much more than that. It's actually a way of life, and I think, especially in the interviews, if you have been following this podcast, I think you also understand that. And but in the other hand, I also feel a little bit like a poser. The imposter syndrome is always here. And I guess mainly because I put so much work in my ideas, and I never have the reward that I'm expecting, at least. And that's why sometimes I feel like a poser. And that's why I think the title makes sense. That's why I never change it, actually, because I feel like a wannabe entrepreneur in both sense of the word. I want to become an entrepreneur, but sometimes I feel that I'm not yet. And I might be a little bit pretending. So, I don't know, for me, I feel that I will only call myself an entrepreneur when I'm able to make a living, when I'm able to make money out of it. And there's people that have different opinions. They think that you can be an entrepreneur just because of your spirit of making things happen. And that if that's your definition, then I think that I can fit in that definition, because I can make things happen. I can have my ideas and push these ideas, but I've never had the success that I expected. So I think that's kind of the journey of this podcast. That's the journey that I'm living at the moment. Like, can I, call myself an entrepreneur? Like, can I earn that? And not from others, but from myself. I have to accept that I'm an entrepreneur. And I think that's why I never actually changed the title, even though I got this already this feedback that it could have a different and bad connotation. But that's what I wanted to talk today, and see you tomorrow.